Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I've got 4 replays in the brand new Tech Tree Western Alliance Era 2 light tank, the Marder A1. Now if you do enjoy the video, as always, don't forget to leave a like rating down below and subscribe, as it really does help out the channel. And yeah, the Marder A1. This tank has been a lot of fun. If you want to see a lot of the grind for this tank, I would go check out the stream that I'm going to leave in the link down below, because where did the... Sorry, that ATGM? Did that go underneath? How did that... Okay, whatever. RNG sometimes. Yeah, anyway, sorry. Sidetracked. If you want to see a lot of the grind for this tank, go check out the stream that I did on Wednesday. And you will see a lot of the grind, a lot of the games that obviously you don't see, but also some games that we had that were very, very good in this tank, but I either forgot to record or my hard drive failed. So there's 2 or 3 really good aces that didn't actually get recorded that you can go watch as well on that live stream, and you'll get to see just how fun this tank is. This tank is fun. I have really enjoyed this tank because the autocannon, this 20mm autocannon, is delightful. It shreds very, very quickly. You've got good penetration on it at it's 192 pen, I think it is, which is really, really good. It's actually very, very good for an autocannon. It means that you can pen so many tanks in so many different spots that a fair few of the other autocannons at this era can't do. So 192 pen is absolutely glorious. You've got ATGMs that are also pretty damn good, because they've got about, they've got about, I think it's 550 pen? I think it's 550 pen for 915 damage, and the premium pen is 800, but you have like 850 damage. There's something to bear in mind, that if you do take the premium ATGMs in this tank, you actually have worse top damage. So you have a worse damage than you do on your standard ones, which is the way it should be. You get way better pen, but you get worse damage. It's always the way that you should balance the premium rounds, essentially. But yeah, so the ATGMs are pretty damn good. The one thing you've got to note with the ATGMs is that they are a little bit slow at 200 meters a second. So you really do have to make sure you're giving enough lead for them to actually hit the target, because they do fly very slow, and if you're used to some of the faster ones that go about 330, 320, you really do notice the difference, and it's something you just got to bear in mind. The other thing with the ATGM launcher, the tube, is that it basically has, I'm not sure actually what its gun depression is, but it feels like it's either 1 or 0. So you can see the the ATGM tube there, it's locked onto the turret, and it basically doesn't go down anywhere near the level of the main 20mm autocannon that you're seeing here. So there's a lot of times where you might be on a ridgeline where you're aiming at the full depression of this autocannon, which has 10 degrees of gun depression, and then you switch to the ATGM, and the ATGM is just pointing into the sky. And yeah, it's because that you basically have like no gun depression with the ATGM launcher. So something to bear in mind, that if you do switch to it, you've got to be, if you're on flat you'll be fine, but if you're on a ridgeline you're more than likely going to have to pull forward or go back to be able to get the gun down to get the ATGMs on target. As you can see, while we've been waffling, that first game we've managed to get the epic victory. That was a pretty average game really for the Marder A1 there. 3 kills, 5.5k damage, 568 assistance, the second class with 1345 base XP. Yeah, it's a pretty damn nice tank. Yeah, the ATGM launcher is just a bit annoying in that regard, in the fact that your gun depression can suffer, and you've really got to be paying attention to what you're doing. I mean, you're going to see that in the last game. There's a lot of times that I don't pay attention to that ATGM launcher's gun depression, and I end up failing. And yeah, well, you're failing some ATGMs, and you'll see what happens really in that result as well, which we had on stream too. But yeah, the Marder A1. What do I run in terms of a crew on this tank? Well, on the Marder A1, I run Born Leader, Rapid Reload, Sixth Sense, Situational Awareness, Steady Aim, Run and Gun, Clutch Braking, Deadeye, and Camouflage Expertise. Camouflage Expertise to make the camo better, because you are a light tank, it is nice to have better camo. Deadeye because of the autocannon, so that I can, get that top-notch memeage where you're more likely to damage modules with your APDS shells that are flying in from that autocannon. Clutch braking to make it so it turns a lot quicker, because it is a big boy. It does need to be able to turn a little bit quicker. Track mechanic, obviously, to make sure that the if I do get tracked, which it is a big boy, again, it gets tracked quite easily, that I can put the tracks back on a little bit quicker. And then the gun perks to make this gun better at firing on the move and better in general. Did you see that ATGM? That was so close. But yeah, so that's why I run those perks. Pretty much. And then in terms of equipment, I run the advanced loader, traction system, and the camo net. So the advanced loader to make the DPM 10% better, as always. The traction system to go at 91 kilometers an hour, and the camo net to make the still concealment down at 187, which is what I've got it with this build and crew. Now in these replays, you're going to see the tank with the gun stabilizer, because I wanted to make this gun feel as good as it could be, and you really do see that this gun does not bloom out whatsoever. But actually, without the gun stabilizer, your accuracy during rotation is 0.55, and your accuracy during movement is 1.39, which is actually pretty damn good. And I felt that on the Marder 1A3, which is very similar, that the gun handling is really, really good, and even without the gun stabilizer, the bloom is basically non-existent, and it doesn't take long to get it aimed in, and because as well as that, you've got a 1.44 second aim time, which is ridiculously fast. So you don't actually really need the gun stabilizer, and it's a bit overkill for the gun realistically when you could make something else better about the tank, like having 91 kilometers an hour top speed by running the traction system, and thus you're also making the track traverse better too, which is why I run that and why I've changed to that. But again, it's down to you and how you want to feel comfortable with the tank, because you might go, you know what, I don't even want the concealment, and change that out and put the powertrain on, and then you'd be going at like 94 kilometers an hour, 95 kilometers an hour, somewhere in that region, which would be absolutely rapid. Again, it's down to you and how you feel comfortable playing the tank. Now, why do I like the Marder A1? Well, it's because it's very good at situations like this, where the autocannon fires so quickly. Like, again, you decimate people really, really fast. And the fact that you have 192 pen means, your pen tanks a lot more in a lot more situations that you do with the other autocannons, which can be a little bit surprising at times. And you just shred. Add to that, you've got the deadly ability to launch the ATGMs as well. Then it's a beautiful, beautiful time. And I really did enjoy this grind. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun doing it on stream as well. And we had some pretty damn nice games with it. So yeah, this second game, we are on this map, which is El Alamein. Yeah, we'll go with that. And oh no, we've caught out this Rickety Panzer. Hello, Mr. Rickety Panzer. Oh no, that poor guy, and he's dead. If you catch out a Rickety Panzer like that with this autocannon, it just shreds. It's a little bit nicer than the Bagel Panzer, which is the one after this for that, because the Bagel Panzer's gun is pretty nice, and the ATGMs are really good on that tank. But the ability to just shred with the autocannon is so nice. So there's two guys in the cap, right? There's another Marder on my right, but I decided, okay, I need to get the guys in the cap. So we launch an ATGM straight into the Magak 5, and that shuts that guy down. And what I should do now, by the way, is run and go after the light tank. But we don't. We keep our eye on the other guy in the cap. And that's because my brain really didn't function in the fact that the other Magak actually got shut down. And I just failed in that regard. But we launched a load of the autocannon shots downrange, launched an ATGM straight into the Magak, pop smoke. Oh, and we get really unlucky that ATGM flew in just as we pop smoke, and we're going to try our best to get away. I shouldn't have really attacked that Magak 6B GAL. We should have, not done that. We should have just run away, because they weren't going to cap. And sadly, we get shut down by the Marder A1 in our prime. There was so much more to go in that game, but we finished with the victory. 3 kills, nearly 9,000 damage. The 1451 base XP, which is a really, really nice game there for the Marder A1. 5k assistance as well. Fire and Forget medal, the high caliber. Yeah, and that nice base XP. I mean, what's that? That's 14k combined. Really great game there on El Alamein. Again, just showing what the tank can do. That autocannon absolutely shreds, and if you keep yourself just flanking and spanking, getting these ATGMs out one at a time, you will deal some magnificently massive damage, and you'll be able to just keep ploughing on. And it is a lot of fun. It is a lot of fun. It is the German BMP. Now, obviously, it's a lot bigger than the BMP. The BMP is a lot slimmer, but I feel like the autocannon's probably better. But I can't really speak for the BMP because I've never done that line and I've never played the BMP. So, yeah, I can't really speak for that and what that autocannon feels like because I've never played it. So we're on to the third replay of this video, and this one, We're on Erlenberg. We're on Derpenberg. We've gone to straight down the 9 line because, well, a lot of the time on this map in Cold War, it tended to be that a lot of their team will just charge straight down the 2 line, and most of our team will go down this way. So I wanted to come down this way, see if we could clear out the 1 or 2 tanks that normally come this way, and then progress on from there. But they've actually brought quite a few people this way, so we managed to get the opening salvo of an ATGM out, which is great. We try and get a few shots into the Rickety Panzer, but we can't actually get that shot. Well, we couldn't get any of the shots into it. ATGM's ready. It's like, hello, sir, who wants another ATGM? The BMP says, get down, Mr. President! Towards that WZ-122-4. We were aiming for the guys, for I think the 4AD behind him, but we actually hit the BMP just took it and went, yes, I'll take that shell, thank you very much. And yeah, he took a big hit. We're just not wanting to be too aggressive right now because we don't want to lose all of our hit points. This Super M48 is doing things. I'll put it down to things. That Super M48 decided clearly that they didn't want to be in this game anymore. We're up to 3.3k damage with 887 assistance. And we're just waiting again for that ATGM to get back into our launcher so that we can launch it into this Conqueror. It's like, hello, Mr. Conqueror. Oh, okay, Mr. Type 79. I see you. I see you. You want ATGM love too. And we got a shot into him. Try and get some shots into the Magak's side, which we can. If you get the side of a Magak or an M60 or something, you can do so much damage. That Rickety Panzer clearly decided that they wanted to also end their life and get out of the game. And they're gone. That was one of those ones where I just got hit by an enemy tank and was like, what's going on? Oh, where did you come from, sir? Okay. And he thus died because he YOLO'd into our whole team. We're up to 4.7k damage. We've got another ATGM in. Straight into the Conqueror. Oh boy, was that his head? That was his head. 1700. Oh, we'll take that. Beautiful shots, beautiful scenes. ATGMs popping lids as always. And now their team is basically dying. So we've got the main autocannon ready. I want to try and get some shots into the WZ-122-4 if I can, because I can pen his side. And if we get the rear enough, then we possibly could set it on fire. I thought he was going to full send over, so I was ready with the ATGM, but he doesn't. We launched that ATGM, though, into his side, and oh, it doesn't pen, it just tracks him. But we're getting all of the assistance for that, and beautiful scenes. We're up to 3.1k assistance, that's 10k combined so far, and there is 5 tanks left. We popped smoke because we know a lot of them are in the cap, and we were being detected, so I was like, you know what, I'm not making myself an easy shot for these guys. And now we're nearly loaded, we're going to charge back towards base and do our best to defend it if we can. The ATGM is in, which is great, because that's our early smasher of damage if we can get it out. And we're ready to launch at any point. There's WZ-122. We've seen the other 122-4. We know that there's a tank on our left, so we're getting into a position where we can get an ATGM out towards this WZ-122, which flies straight through. We switched back to the main autocannon. It's because this 4AD is in my sights. Now, 4AD is dangerous to us, but we're also dangerous to a 4AD, and it's like, hello, Mr. 4AD. And he gets ATGM by Teak. He's gone. We still have half a clip left of this clip though, and there was something in the cap. It's like, hello, Mr. BMP as well. Well, don't mind if we just launch our shells towards you. He ends up getting shut down by the Rickety Panzer, and there's only 2 tanks left. There's a Sheridan and a 120. There's the Object 120. We launched the ATGM. It's like, please don't kill him before this ATGM hits him. There we go. It slams home, and we were actually spotting that guy. We actually got a bit of assistance there, which is mad. But we're up to 9.7k damage with 4,000 assistance. Again, that's like, what? Yeah, 14k combined. Good times, and there's still this Sheridan left. We've got the main autocannon, which means we can absolutely launch so many shells into him, and we've also got an ATGM ready as well, which is delightful. If you hit a Sheridan with an ATGM, you can actually pop its lid quite easily as well. I've popped quite a few of them recently playing this tank. But this Sheridan's getting swarmed. I'm like, please don't kill it. I just want some shells. I want the kill. I want it. And he ends up getting shut down by the Rickety Panzer, and we sadly couldn't get there for any more damage. But we do finish the game with a great total. We finish with the epic victory. Top of the team, 1 kill, 9.7k damage, 4k assistance, like I say, nearly 14k combined. The Fire and Forget medal, the high caliber, the first class, the Confederate, 16. That's quite nice. That's quite satisfying, that base XP. 1616 base XP. Really great game there for the Marder A1, and we're on to the 4th and final replay of this video, and this is the best game I had. What is it, the best game I've had in tank? No, I think I actually had a slightly better game that I didn't record. It was one of the other games that I didn't record that you didn't have to watch the stream for. And yeah, well, this is the best game, or the best first game I had in the tank, right? Yeah, we'll go along those lines somewhere. And we're on this map, which is Nebelberg. And on Nebelberg, what we've done is charge straight down the 0 line, because with Encounter, most of their team spawn around G2, H3, somewhere around there. So not that many people tend to charge this way. And if you get straight to this spot here at J9, you can cut off, or at least spot the people that cross down the JK. And that's what we've done with the 30B2 and the Ignis. We got a few autocannon shots into the Ignis, who is charging after our RDF. We slam the ATGM towards that Ignis. It flies in for 906. And, oh, that poor RDF gets slammed. We're just waiting for the autocannon to load in, and there we go. We shut down the Ignis with the autocannon shots. Now we're looking to get the shots into the 30B2. He gets himself safe behind the rock, though, so we can't quite get any shots at him. But he gets rickety panzered from behind, which is never a good time. So we go for the reload. There's no point holding on to your clip. It's the same with most autoloaders, but there was no point holding on to this machine gun clip. So as soon as there was nothing to shoot, we may as well go for the full reload, and then we'll be ready to have a full clip ready to shoot at someone when we get up to him. And yeah, there was something shooting in the distance that we saw the autocannon bullets flying, so I was charging towards that way. But what I'm actually thinking now is that I'll get up behind the guys that were towards the castle, and I can start getting autocannon shots into them, and then launching the ATGMs at them. And that way we can surprise them, try and turn the tide of the battle, because at the minute, we are very well spread out. And just as we climb over, it's like, oh, hello, Leopard 1A3, and oh, I don't think that Leopard 1A3 had a good time. I got in with the ATG, so did the Rickety Panzer, and he was out of there. Now we've got the autocannon in. We see the Rickety Panzer on the enemy team charging along. We're just trying to get some shots at this guy at range. As you can see, it's quite difficult to get the shots in at range with the autocannon. You've really got to lead it quite well. And it's just, it feels a little bit weird when you are firing at distance. It feels like firing further away than you would do with a normal cannon. But yeah, we launched the ATGM towards the T62. Once again, you were seeing a bit of the awkwardness of the ATGM launcher there. We had to really aim ourselves down on the ridgeline to actually get it on target, and it was a little bit higher than the main cannon. So we've got the main cannon out now, the T62 with 192 pen. We should go straight through this guy's side, just hoping to possibly track it or something like that. And we've actually got his lower plate, which we're launching all these shells straight into. We set him on fire, and there's the autocannon. You can see with the main cannon, with the autocannon, we could actually see that guy. We could depress it, we could see him, and we could shoot him, or we could just easily shoot him. But as soon as we switched to the ATGM launcher, we were looking up into the sky, and then we had to move forward to try and get the shot in, but because we automatically fired the ATGM straight away, we basically meant that we couldn't hit him. Now we're going after the Rickety Panzer that's over here, that's running around near our TD. We got a few shots into him there, but he popped smoke and got away, but we're still charging after him, and we shut him down with the autocannon before he managed to get an ATGM out towards us. We're up to 5.3k damage and 263 assistance, and we're just waiting on the reload at the minute, and it's 5-4. This game is exceptionally close right now. So what we're going to do is we're going to go up towards the area at A1, because we know there was something up there, because it was spotted on the map earlier on. So we're like, okay, there is something up here, let's see if we can find it. So we're just scanning the ridgelines as we do it. I'm like, hang on a minute, did I see something there? There it is. It's a BMP, we saw it. I launched the ATGM rather than fire the autocannon at him, because there's more chance of doing big damage before he gets away. We track him in place, and now we can just absolutely machine gun him. Sadly, he repairs it before we manage to get all of his hit points, but that BMP-1 also shut down Amagak 3, and the Rickety Panzer got shut down by the WZ-122-4. It's now 4v3. This game was looking okay, but on a nice edge, and now it's not looking good at all. We want to get after this BMP if we can, get rid of him, and try and get guns out of this game. We're up to 7,030 damage, which is a good time, 263 assistance. There's something in the cap, which is near our TD at E6. And we know the BMP was somewhere over here, because obviously we were shooting at him. So we're just keeping an eye out, using the camera to look up and over the ridgeline. There he is. We use the autocannon now to try and shut him down, but we only knock him down to 90 hit points. And once again, we're just going for the full reload. I know that obviously I could finish him off with what I've got left, but I just want the full clip if I can, in case I bump into something that isn't that BMP in this town, because there is still like the heavy tank unspotted somewhere. We don't know where it is. We've also got an ATGM ready for him. There's the BMP. He ends up firing a rocket at us. We get very lucky that he doesn't actually pen us there, which is quite surprising. but we get rid of the BMP, and there's, again, 3 tanks left on the enemy team. We know there's the 13 SS11 that's currently attacking our Chieftain Mark 5, so what we're going to do is going to try and get up there to help that Chieftain Mark 5. Obviously, he's going to suffer problems when that guy reloads his ATGMs, and there we go. And we're hoping now that that SS11 will actually come after me. Because if he comes out, well, I say he doesn't know where I am, but you know what I mean? He'll come after towards where we were last spotted, so down this hill. And hopefully we can surprise him. If we can surprise him, that will be fantastic. But we're not seeing him, and it's kind of a sad fact because it looks like he's actually run away. And the M50 Ontos gets shut down by the BMP-1 in the middle. Oh, this is not good. It's 3v1. This game is not looking great, but we're just looking over the ridgeline, see if we can find him. There he is. There's the SS11, and we're just launching as many shells down range as we can, and we only get a couple of shots into him, looking to see if he drops back out from behind that ridgeline, but he doesn't. And when you're in a 3v1, when you're in any situation where you're the last one alive, you don't want to sit in the same spot, because if you sit in the same spot, it makes it very, very easy for them to come after you. So rather than just sit there and go, okay, we'll wait to see if this SS11 comes out, we go for the reload, and we're now going after the cap. We're still full health, so we've got some hit points to play with, which is good. And we've fully loaded, we've got some ATGMs to go. We can turn the tide of this if we play well enough. So what we're going to do is we're going to go up into the middle of the cap, because... Sorry, not the cap, the middle of the hill, because what I actually want to do is try and catch them out. They're looking probably towards where I was last spotted around D9, probably expecting me to appear from that way. So what we're going to do is we're going to try and launch an ATGM at them and try and machine gun them from this middle area and try and get an early surprise off, because we don't know how healthy they are either. So as we come over the hill, we end up getting spotted, and there it is. There's a WZ1224. We end up machine gunning him. We should have launched an ATGM, but we get set on fire. The first shot we take sets us on fire. We put the WZ on 122, the 122.4 onto 100 odd hit points, and we got stuck on the little ledge, and that meant our ATGM was pointing into the sky, and because we got set on fire, we didn't have any traverse speed anymore, so we couldn't actually traverse to get the gun depression quick enough to launch that ATGM at the 122.4 to shut him down, and sadly, that meant we missed, and we lost most of our hit points there as well, which is really annoying. And a lot of that was down to that first shot we took from the BMP, which set us on fire. But now we are going for the full reload. I'm thinking, okay, I could just drive around and try and get some shots into them. They've clearly driven up on top of the hill because that's where I was. So what we're going to do is we're going to separate ourselves from them. We're going to try and get to a position where we can shoot the cap and we won't get spotted. So we've spotted that BMP. Good times. So we're going to try and get to that little ridge that we started on at the start of the game over here near the windmill. Because once again, from over here, we can look directly into the cap and use the true vision. And when we fire the ATGMs in the autocannon, we won't get spotted, which is great. So here we are. We're on this little hill. And we don't know where the SS11 is. We know he's over here somewhere, but I assume he's gone chasing after me somewhere. And we're looking towards the cap. We see the BMP. Now, realistically, what we should have done is looked for the WZ122.4 so that we could try and get the kill on him. And I didn't actually see him at the time. I've just seen him now. We actually saw that 122.4 moving. And if we'd just stayed there, we'd have been able to auto-cannon him to death probably, and we would have had one tank out, that, and we would have had to deal with the BMP. So we've reloaded the ATGM. We're going to look for the BMP and the WZ122.4 again. And once again, I just can't see them. I can't see where they are. There's the BMP. And we cannot see that WZ122.4. That's probably because he's actually in the low ground. And we can't see him. We're still looking for the SS11. I'm just seeing if he's just sat on top of that hill maybe. Got overlook over the cap, but I can't see him there. So we're just going to keep moving. We need to keep these guys guessing, because that's what you want to do when you're in this sort of situation. You want to keep the enemy team guessing. You do not want them to know where you are, as element of surprise is your key. So we know where that guy is. We can't see the WZ. He's probably behind some buildings somewhere. But we can see the BMPs hiding. There's 30 seconds left on the cap, so we can't let them cap. So I think maybe if I launch some shells towards that BMP, I might get lucky and get a crit. But we don't get a crit, and that means that we don't reset the cap. We get spotted, because there's the SS11. It's like, oh no. We lock onto the BMP, which gives us a penetration to get us the crit to stop that. The SS11 fires a rocket. We dodge it. RBRT onto the MX-30 SS11. And good night, sweet prince. Out goes that French Era 2 light tank. He's out the game. There's only 2 tanks left. So they know where we're coming from. So what I should do is go up and round into the cap, but there's still 30 seconds left and I'm not sure about the timer. So we get over, launch the ATGM, and unfortunately the ATGM goes into the side of him instead of into his lower plate, and that means that we don't get the ability to shut down the WZ-122-4, and we take a hit, which means we're a one-shot for both of them now, which is really, really awkward. So again, we're going to change the angle. I'm not going to go back through the middle again like I did a second ago. I'm not going to do that. We've already done that. So what we're going to do is change up the play. So we're going to go round the outside, round the outside, round the outside. And we are going to come up from behind and chance it. Because that's all we've got. They're in the cap. They're pressuring it. We have to attack them. I could go all the way back round to where we were with the windmill again, see them. But if they're sat behind that rock, there's not much I can do from that position. So we have to go for it. So we've got the ATGM ready. We come round, we surprise and fire it. But gun depression again. We can't get the gun depression. We use the machine gun. We're auto-canning the BMP. He's gone. WZ-122 next. And, 28 hit points! Heartbreak! 28 hit points. We were so close. Just 2 more bullets would have done it. And we end up losing that game really sadly. We finished with 6 kills, 10.5k damage, 263 assistance, the ace tanker, the ranger medal, top gun, defender, the high caliber, 1055 base XP on a loss. A really great game there for the Marder A1. Really sad that we lost. Realistically, when we shut down the BMP, we should have backed out and run away, but I thought maybe I could actually shut them both down, and we got so close. But yeah, that's the Marder 1A1. A really, really nice tank. It's a really great grind. It's a hell of a lot of fun. Go check out the stream to go see more of its grind. And yeah, that's it for this video. So thank you very much, everybody, for watching, and I'll see you this time.
A great success!